Content warning. This podcast contains bones, blood, smut, and swear words.
Before we get into the good shit this week, we wanted to remind you that we have a Patreon. For just $1 or $2 an episode, you get extended games, brand new content, access to our notes and murder boards, and much more. So, if you want to help us purchase high-end materials so that Marie can make us all the Comic-Con costumes.
I'm excited about it. I decided, didn't ask.
I'm sure she's game. Anyway, you can head to patreon.com/frontline5th or follow the link in the show notes. Okay, now back to that sweet, sweet Bone Zone action.
Act 1. Welcome, penitents. Hello and welcome to the Frontline 5th, sort of a Lockdown podcast where a group of dried up bone witches obsessively binge random content as they wait impatiently for Alecto to draw her goddamn sword. We're currently languaging in the dreaded Alectopause, and so this week we're all strapped with clockwork animal bombs as we lounge in the Undercity watching Arcane, Season 1, Episodes 1 through 3. I'm your host, John, getting a jump on Season 4, and this week I'm joined by two other members of my gang, Brooke, the undefeated queen of steampunk skee-ball, and Hannah, who keeps breaking all the pinball machines in our underground arcade lair. Obviously, I assigned you the arcade games I assume you'd be great at, but in all seriousness, what is your arcade game of choice?
Wait, Hannah, are you really just going around breaking pinball machines? Is that on purpose?
No, like one of my great dreams is to be good at pinball. It's something that I want for myself so badly, and I'm so aggressively bad at pinball, like catastrophically bad at pinball. And so while I wouldn't break it,
you get aggressively upset.
No, I'm convinced that there's something magical about it that I touch it and like springs spronk into like the wrong direction.
So funny.
And all the balls get stuck in a place that like should not be possible for it to get stuck in, and it's stuck there forever.
That's so funny you say that. So I have to give you credit first because absolutely my favorite like arcade game is skee ball. And, I will go for that first, but I'm not very good at it, and I am like for some reason weirdly good at pinball every time I touch it, and I don't. And it's not something I've ever tried at.
Teach me. This is okay. The only games that I've ever been good at in arcades are the ones where there's like a light going around and around and around, and you have to slam on the button when it gets to a certain spot. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh my god, you're good at Wheel of Fortune?
I fucking love that shit. I could play that all day.
That's so funny.
Wait, what about you, John?
I tip anything that's like a side scroller beat 'em up, or I also do any of like the shooty games. I love the shooty games particularly. I forget what the game is. Time Crisis? I think it's Time Crisis. The thing with the pedal where you step on it to pop up and then you shoot, and then when you get shot at, you have to duck back down.
This is hilarious. Half of our audience is like, oh my god, love that. And the other half is like, I have no idea what you just said.
Did you just describe a game that fights back?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, like,
physically?
Does it just sense whether or not you're there?
No, so like it shoots back at you, and so it gives you like a little warning. So like if you're on the pedal, you let go of the pedal to duck, and like your character ducks back down. And if you duck back down fast enough, you don't get shot. If you get shot like 2 times, you lose a life. You have to put another quarter in. Although I'm sure these days it's like $1.
Okay, so it's virtual being shot, but it knows where you are.
No, you don't actually get murdered, Brooke. Come on.
Yeah.
I was just I'm imagining one of those like shooter games, or sorry, like literal more of a fair circus games where you have to like shoot down the things that the little furry creatures that are on like a lever, and then you have to shoot them down. And I'm just imagining it like pops back up and shoots something back at you.
It's like, fuck you, dude. I will say also, like, the other thing that I genuinely wish that I were good at is DDR. And I just like didn't go to arcades as a kid very much, and I didn't get to practice, and I'm not good at being bad at things. And I would love to be good at this. I would have so much fun. I know someone who plays competitively.
Great cardio.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I will also say arcade adjacent, fucking laser tag. We have talked on this podcast multiple times about how much I love laser tag. There's nothing more fun.
And how much you want to crush children.
Yeah, there's nothing more fun than shooting a bunch of 10-year-olds and ruining a birthday party. Well, before we dive all the way into the Undercity, Brooke, what is Arcane?
Oh God. So I think the reason you're asking me this in particular is that this is a show that describes the lore behind the video. It's not exactly a video game. It is a video game. The internet video game, League of Legends, that my husband has been playing the entire time I've known him. And that's been 13 years. 13 years, yes. And so this has been the character names have been funneling in and out of my ears for a very long time. And this is the backstory as to how all these characters got their abilities in the game. And as far as I can tell, the lore is completely unimportant to the game. It is just a fun thing that has been built around the characters of an online multiplayer, what is it, 5v5? Is that what the style is
MOBA.
Called?
MOBA.
What does that stand for?
Use human words.
So
Massive online
So this is
battle.
I mean, depending on who. All right. So very long story short, League of Legends is
Arena.
is a MOBA, which is multiplayer online battle arena.
Multiplayer.
It's
that's most
well
of them.
Yes.
Well done, Brooke.
So it originally started as called Dota, which was came out of Warcraft 3. Everything comes from Warcraft or World of Warcraft. Warcraft 3 had custom games, and it started off as a custom game that became so popular that it was actually almost as big, if not bigger, than the original game itself. And then it got spun off, and then that kept getting spun off, and then became League of Legends.
Thank you for asking me so you could tell me.
Yes.
Wait, fun fact, I have been to a live esports League of Legends game in Santa Monica.
Really? That actually sounds like fun.
Yes. I didn't really know what was going on, but I've been. There are lanes.
Yes, there are lanes.
Well, okay. Also, I mean, basically, the reason that I put this in to ask you, Brooke, was that I literally have this as something we're going to ask every single time we do a non-Locktomb thing. And I think one core reason that we're doing Arcane is because there's so much love for it in the fandom, for reasons that become obvious. But it is this steampunk world. There's magic, there's technology, there's rebellion, there's, the poor downtrodden. It's a fucking great TV show, I think.
So far, right?
I watched it on my own a couple years ago when it came out. So yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess the follow-up question is, Hannah, how does Arcane objectively 100% without question fit into the Locktomb universe?
This one seems easily just very clear. I think there's a 30% chance that Tamsin wrote this because it just throws you in with no information whatsoever. And I can't decide if they think
and
that you've all...
Dragons.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I fucking love that song. We will get to it.
Great.
It's fantastic.
I think it's a good vibe.
I will fight John. I genuinely thought it was really funny. So when I was writing this up, I had to go back and actually look at the Wikipedia page to figure out what the fuck the character names were, because in my notes they were all things like hot glitter lady and guy with goggles, and it was just not helpful. So I love that it throws you in with no info. That's very Locktomb. Also, our main characters live across the river. That's something, probably. There's childhood drama.
Maybe.
There's so much childhood trauma, and so that's key. That's OG Locktomb. I think we can agree on that.
That's where all good content comes from.
Exactly. I think in all seriousness, the big one that overlaps in this series of episodes is it's so clearly hot sauce in the gang. We have red-haired, super badass teenager taking care of all of the underlings, and she will protect them, and they will, get shit done. And then finally, Powder, anyone? There's literally a pocket sand moment, and I couldn't stop saying just powder. I think the powder, because Marie was so fucking obsessed with the powder in the beginning of this stupid fucking series. Okay. All right. And then the key thing that connects this to the Locktomb is badass lesbian sexual tension. But frankly, that doesn't actually happen until episode 5, 6. And then
Because they're children.
Damn.
Yeah. They were good about not making sexual tension amongst children.
Which actually is good. And also, I will say this. It did kind of put in, I guess we'll talk about it next episode, but it really put into perspective for me how weak shit the lesbian sexual tension is in the Locktomb.
It's so implied.
It's some fucking weak shit, guys. I know.
We've had...
You have an extra point here.
Yes. To me, as I was rewatching these episodes... primary overlap that I was getting with Locktomb was a burn it all down, revenge-driven villain. Well, multiple of them, actually.
Yes. I feel you
So,
for sure.
a lot of themes there.
Yeah, we also have a just wild wealth disparity that causes our main
most of the
characters.
problems. Yeah.
Well, with that, dear listener, please put away your magical rocks so we can avoid any unwanted explosions as we present Arcane's Season 1, Episodes 1 through 3. There's a monster inside all of us. Act 2. The base violence necessary for change.
This episode of Frontline Fifth contains spoilers for the first season of Arcane.
Before we actually just jump into it, I will say I hate Imagine Dragons. I don't know if it's just me in the cultural zeitgeist, like they're the like Gen Z version of Nickelback, where it's just like it's cool to hate them. But I guess I'm in the minority here. I hated the intro song. Like I've never really liked Imagine Dragons all that much, and this intro did not do it for me.
Actually, I have to tell you guys.
I'm so sorry.
I had not started watching Arcane again. I knew we were going to do this, but John had already started watching it. And so he texted us out of nowhere, I hate Imagine Dragons. And I did not know what he was talking about. And it was particularly funny because that week I had started listening to the original Imagine Dragons album, the OG album, which is actually legitimately wonderful. And I have a deep love for it because it was one of 3 CDs that was in. CDs were a way of playing music, young children. And in my car, there were only 3 of them. And so I would listen to it on repeat. But I started playing it because they use a lot of glockenspiel and marimba, and my child loves it.
Really? Really?
So
Didn't know
out of
that they
nowhere,
could do much more than the standard overamped stuff.
no, the original album's better than their other shit. But it was just really fucking funny because, literally, I'm sitting there listening to dee 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 dee, and John's like, I fucking hate Imagine Dragons.
I'm not a huge fan, but it made so much sense. The first time I heard it, I was like, oh, this is exactly the correct niche for the League of Legends gamer crowd. It's got the correct sort of rock punk vibe
Yes.
that the gamer crowd is very attracted to.
Well, and it works for steampunk.
I feel like I haven't.
It's a
quite
little
named it.
gritty. It's got a little gritty, a lot of
Grungy,
synth
but,
and bass.
Still very accessible.
Yes. And then I will say this legitimately, I have not loved anything that Imagine Dragons put out basically since that first album. And I really loved this song the first time I heard it. I was so excited. And so I went to listen to it. And it's not nearly as good without the aesthetic. The thing that makes it pop is actually the
art.
Yes. The animation under it is fucking lit.
Oh, yeah. And can we talk about, briefly, this art style is kind of cool, because I know we've talked about, when we've talked about, for example, the Locktomb series being made into a visual format.
Yeah.
It's always been kind of some people are very big fan of the live action, but if it were going to be an animated thing, we've talked about, liking the Arcane art style for it. And it was only when I was watching it this time that, it's very polygonal, feels like a video game rendering to some extent, right? Is that what you guys were picking up on?
I think
it's not smooth Pixar faces.
No, it's not smooth. I'm with you on that. It is its own style, and I don't know how to describe it really because it's fundamentally different from Disney, fundamentally different than Pixar, and fundamentally different than anime. And it also has one thing that they play around a lot with, actually, although kind of only in episodes that are later than the ones we'll talk about in this episode, is moments that are really jarring, where there are things that are over the top, that are kind of scribbled, that are not really there, but in your head. There's a lot that you can play with here. I like the style a lot. What do you think, John?
I would think it's more almost cell shading. It's very similar to Borderlands, if anyone's played that, and very video game-esque in terms of style.
Final Fantasy, maybe? Or not Final Fantasy. What's that one with the Disney characters?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. Is that the one that's very, polygonal?
Yeah. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts in so long. I can't say that with any confidence.
Freddy Fish, and I played Pajama Sam, and I played Putt Putt.
No, Kingdom Hearts was also very smooth. It looks like.
I guess also probably now is a good time
Entirely.
to say that part of my hate of Imagine Dragons is that League of Legends also had me in a stranglehold. It's had Brooke's husband in a stranglehold for more than a decade, but for me it was like the space of probably like 4 years where I played it probably way too much to the point where they Imagine
It's a
Dragons
miracle that either of you got girlfriends.
Yes, exactly. But Imagine Dragons did the theme song for the 2014 World Championship, which was kind of exactly around when was my like peak playing, and so I heard that song quite a bit.
Just like too much.
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw Imagine Dragons live at an outdoor concert in Philly, and it was fucking rad in the year of our Lord 2013. Okay, I'm done now.
All right. Well, so actual TV show, here we go. We open on a bridge on fire. There's flames roaring, soldiers fight, dead bodies burn, explosions explode. And through it all, a little girl sings a sweet and eerie song. This is our introduction to Powder, and she's singing us as she clings to her big sister, Violet's hand. Their mother is dead in the debris, and it's deeply, deeply fucked up, and good Lord, what an intro.
Yeah. This fucking show goes so much harder than it should be allowed to. Like, Jesus fuck, it is traumatizing to watch.
Yeah, you were like, let's do 3 episodes a week, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I can. I've binged this once before, but like,
would you
man,
rather
it's kind of
do
hard.
one at a time or the whole season at a time? I gotta tell you,
obviously, yeah, you gotta shove a few together, but it was just like, I
I
it was a
cried
bit like homework.
real bad at the end of episode 3. I was fucking weeping, so it's fine.
It's very fair. It's very fair.
Vander, a big guy with a big heart, finds them here. He's been a part of the battle, but he knows what's important. He drops his cool badass gauntlet things.
Rob names these Atlas gauntlets. This is an in-game object.
And it definitely, you look at it and you're like, I see you, Chekhov's gauntlets. You're like, I done seen you in the opening credits, and I see you being dropped here center stage.
And this will mean nothing to anyone that doesn't play League of Legends, but as somebody who once mained the jungle and played the shit out of Vi when she was like released as a champion, like I was like, oh, I know where those are going. Like that's incredibly obvious. Anyway, Vander picks up the crying children and carries them to safety. We get like a shot of what we later learn are enforcers retreating across the bridge to Piltover. And yeah, now that we've got childhood trauma firmly under our belt, we fast forward several years.
Good.
Yeah. Powder and Violet are still kids, but Violet's a teenager now, and she is a certified badass. She's the hot sauce of their local gang, a gang of kids, Milo, Clagger, Powder, and Vi.
I swear to God, they never used Clagger's name in like the entire thing. I initially called these two Skinny Hair and Big Goggles.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, it's okay. They'll be dead soon.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
They're not characters in the game, it turns out.
Oh, okay. This is literally
Which is why they
just tragic
die.
lore.
Yes.
There's so much to give. Tell us more.
So the gang is from the poorest part of this town, known as Zon, or more descriptively, the Undercity. They live down there, cared for by Vander, getting by mostly on their wits and what they can steal from Piltover, the big, beautiful, shining city that towers over them. And yeah, this is, again, as someone who got introduced to a lot of this lore through League of Legends, it just knows like kind of the characters that were associated with it. I never, I guess, pictured Piltover and Zon that close together. Like like I always picture them as kind of like city, like separate city states, like city/nation states. I didn't realize they were really on top of each other.
Or something?
No, just like from reading like the 1 or 2 pages that every champion gets in the league with like their lore and background. Like I guess I didn't dive deep enough, or it was like just something they had never really fleshed out. I did not realize they were like literally on top of each other.
I mean, it might have been a choice that these guys made, because it did definitely feel like they're just kind of inverse of each other, that they might as well just be the upstairs and the downstairs.
Yeah. Well, we catch up with the gang mid-heist. They got a tip-off that there was an incredible score waiting for them in a building in Piltover, and they are scurrying across the roofs with some serious moves. Vi, hella swag, Milo, deep solidarity, Clagger, and near death falls, Powder.
I love, Vi is objectively the best big sister of all time. She is objectively the best big sister of all time. However, she should not be taking Powder on this. I'm not with Powder, not with Milo, that she is a jinx, but she's too fucking small. Stop making her parkour across things. She's too small. Little girl.
Only one way to learn.
There is more than one way to learn.
The place they're robbing seems to be a workshop of some sort. There's a blackboard covered in equations on one wall. Machines and arcane devices, see what I did there, are scattered on countertops. The kids start shoving everything they can into bags. Powder wanders into another room where she finds, under some blueprints that were acting as a placemat for a delicious-looking sandwich, she finds a box full of glowing blue crystals. She's tucking them into her belt bag when she realizes someone is coming. They've got to get out of there. They run, but one of the blue rocks tumbles out of Powder's control. When it hits the floor, it causes a massive explosion that rocks the entire building, shattering windows and throwing everyone to the ground.
So here's the thing. On the one hand, it seems weird that science seems to be like mostly illegal in this city, as we'll find out in the next act. But
not science, arcane.
Fair enough.
Magic.
Any good, decent science, interesting science, magic. But I also kind of think that if you have exploding blue rocks, they should be in some sort of secondary containment. Like, am I wrong that they should be in any way restrained? I mean, she basically just like opens a briefcase and starts juggling bombs.
In fairness, they were in a secondary container, which was like in these little like jewel settings in the box, and she just took them out of their settings.
Weak. Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, if you didn't know anything, you would think that we're starting off again on Dark Academia. You are once again just
right?
Research.
Oh, look at the equations. Look at the magic.
We're breaking into a research lab.
Steampunk Dark.
Yep.
Oh, that's a fun genre. Steampunk Dark Academia.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to say.
Yeah. Let's write it up.
Okay. Yeah.
The kids run, making a narrow escape from the enforcers that pursue them, but their troubles aren't over. Across the river, some older kids, led by blonde douchebag, turns out his name is Deckard.
That's what he is in my notes.
By the way,
blonde douchebag.
I do recommend watching with subtitles. I'm an old person. I like to watch things with subtitles and keep the music low so it doesn't like overstimulate me. But like, it does give you names.
Blonde douchebag and gang are waiting to relieve them of their loot, and Vi is not having that. She shoves the bag into Powder's arms, and Violet, Milo, and Claggor fart. Oh my god. She shoves the bag into Powder's arms, and Violet, Milo, and Claggor fight like demons. And this is where we kind of get like the first like fight scene of the series with like slow-mo and the animation. You get kind of like a real feel for like how they're going to animate like the action moving forward.
Yeah. And again, the fight choreo is really
cool.
sick, actually. Like, it was really fun to watch.
And I can imagine if you're like a player of the game, like when you're a player on these games, you're just like a little pixelated thing on a map, and then you're just like, I don't know, shooting spells or something at each other. And like to get like a visual animation of like what you're doing, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Honestly, I think there's probably enough fans of the show that we could do a Frontline 5th League of Legends like 5-on-5 like tournament. I think we could probably pull that off.
Oh no.
I don't know how good Rob is, but we could certainly, I think, pull that together.
I mean, certainly much better than the rest of us as noobs.
It's just Rob and John. I would watch that. I'll watch and commentate.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, patrons, let us know if you want to see if me and Rob try to duo playing League of Legends. I haven't played in like 10 years. Just cursing and ranting. See how toxic we can become after one League of Legends game.
It's true. That people are so mean to each other. Like, these guys are friends, and like they're mean to each other online sometimes. I was like, what are you doing? Those are your friends. You're online to have fun with your friends.
People are fucking vicious online. This is why I don't go there, guys.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, but also League of Legends and like that Dota, basically every game in the genre is like uniquely famous for having an incredibly toxic community. Like it like,
oh yeah, you can get banned for like saying things. It is easily,
like,
right?
By far, yeah, the most, like if you were to ask, I think as someone who spent time in pretty much most corners of the gaming internet, like League of Legends and MOBA people are by far the most toxic players in the world.
Which
like,
is so bizarre because
it gives
birth to but it gives birth to this show, which is this like super awesome, fucking incredibly badass, like openly
I have
gay.
no idea how this came to be. Do you, John?
Sorry.
Do you know how this show came to be?
I mean, it was like the biggest video game in the world, and they...
Yeah, but like, how did it come to the format it's in? Like, you could imagine this would just be like some sort of like a 300 fest, like if it were going to be done genuinely by a ton of toxic male gamers.
Which, you know, no shade, toxic male gamers, medium shade.
Yeah. I mean, League's always had like a really wide variety of characters in it, and like also generally been like toxic community, but like generally a pretty inclusive design like philosophy overall.
Interesting.
But yeah, probably a combination of it being the most popular video game, one of the most popular video games in the world, and then them also like doing everything they can to capitalize on the IP. Like they're building right now a competitor to World of Warcraft. Like they're making an MMO RPG that's supposed to like be the same size and scope as WoW. They've done a fighting game in this universe.
Christ.
So like really trying
I've
to
heard about
capitalize,
this.
on like the intellectual property and building kind of the media empire out of the success of League.
Arcane.
But I'm genuinely impressed. Like the people that they hired to write this, both the story and the actual like script, it's a very, very thoughtful show. It's quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing I will say is that Riot, at least in video game circles, is known for like poaching from other like good people from other companies and paying them a lot more money than like most traditional gaming companies. So
How did it come to have such like a lesbian following of characters? Like this makes I don't understand. I really don't understand.
I'm thrilled for them.
You talking about the context. That's I feel like we'll have to do our research. We'll have to do some homework.
Yeah. All right. Well, unfortunately, one of the thugs realizes that Powder has the goods and goes after her.
Oh, right. We're in a fight scene.
Yeah. She runs away trying to deploy a little clockwork mouse to stop him, but it just spits an impotent cloud of smoke, and she's forced to throw the bag into the river to escape.
Oh.
Yeah.
Powder with her like little devices. It's so cute, but why?
As someone who's been trapped by Jinx's E in the game quite a bit, which means absolutely nothing to you guys, it was really funny watching that. Like, there's just so many little Easter eggs, like in here. Like, one of Jinx's abilities in the game is to throw out like 3 little grenades that trap you if you step on them.
Powder is Jinx. For those of you not caught up to episode 4 yet.
She is. I mean, she's just a little kid here, you know, and she's trying, but the stakes are too high for her, and she's so little.
She's a little kid and the stakes are so high, but also like she tried to shove a bunch of like nails and stuff into that. Like that dude was 100% dying if that grenade went off. Like there's
true. I didn't think about that.
There's no shot that dude was
out.
living. No, that dude was going to die.
Get tetanus. What do we think? She's like 7, maybe approximately.
I think that kind of thing. I think Vi is like 14 and
13?
that
14?
Yeah, and that
Powder might
Powder's
be
something
8.
like 8 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, the gang has to head into the
lose all their
Undercity
loot
via secret elevator in a decrepit mansion, which is really cool.
It is cool.
But they have no loot, and they've caused some serious ruckus up above. Down below, Vander has settled into a more homey lifestyle to suit his newfound role of foster daddy. He's no longer fighting wars. He's just running the Last Drop bar and serving as the unofficial mayor of the Undercity. He tries to explain to Vi that she needs to take care of the other kids and keep them safe. He says, when people look up to you, you don't get to be selfish.
It felt a lot to me like some of the conversations that happened in Nona about responsibilities clashing and how, you know, what it means to be responsible for the other people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, as part of this ethos, Vander has developed a relationship with the sheriff of the enforcers, Grayson.
So again, this was one that I had to look up the name of. As soon as the sheriff starts talking, Robin and I looked right at each other and we were like, Avasarala, because this voice actor plays a character named Avasarala in The Expanse. And it's just such a recognizable voice that the second she spoke,
cool
it was
voice.
like, yup, that's her. So she's Avasarala in all my notes, but she is the sheriff of the enforcers.
Okay. Grayson explains that the council needs someone to blame. She needs a name to pin the explosion on, or this is all going to get out of hand. Later that night, at the arcade where the gang hangs out, Powder overhears Milo bitching to Vi. He calls Powder a jinx, complains that she's always messing things up. Side note, a arcade, like decrepit steampunk arcade, such a cool lair. Like, just so cool. Like, it's awesome.
It's also actually, it was a clever way, I feel like, to establish both that they were still children, but also their particular expertise. So like Vi likes to play this punchy game that she's really phenomenal at, whereas Milo and Jinx are playing exactly the style of game that Brooke was describing, where you shoot the little like cardboard cutouts that get knocked down. And Milo's like okay at it, but Jinx, who we have established, tiny child, is fucking phenomenal at it. Amazing sharpshooter.
Very good shot.
Yep.
Yep. Foreshadowing. Elsewhere, at a suitably evil underwater lair, Silco oversees his evil master plan. We can tell he's the villain because he has scars, a single robotic glowing eye, aquiline features, and just in case we missed the clues, a sphinx cat.
So I just looked at it and I was like, he's literally in this underwater layer with like giant coelacanths like swimming by, and it was like it was approaching Dr. Evil, like in Austin Powers level silly in terms of this is the evil guy.
We've checked all the like this is an obviously evil person boxes.
To be fair, he's legitimately frightening, so it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he's overseeing his henchmen beating the shit out of Deckard for the second time that evening. It turns out that Silco had actually instructed Deckard to follow Vi's crew, but he wasn't supposed to interfere. And now the timeline has moved up.
Can I ask?
Whatever that means.
We seem... Okay, so basically, we find out over the course of this that Silco maybe was in charge of tipping off Vi's group that they should rob this place, and then he also had Deckard, who was supposed to be watching them. So I'm trying to figure out, was he trying to get the blue rocks? Like, is that what the goal was? Or was he just trying to fuck over Vander and his family? Could be a little column A, a little column B. I don't know what the timeline has moved up
the
means.
idea that he was the one who initially planted that tip with...
There was someone who came into
Boy and
Benzo's and like paid with gold very flamboyantly, and the little kid followed him out and followed him to the...
Yeah, I don't know why I assumed that was Jace.
Oh, maybe it was Jace, actually. All right, I take it back.
But I could...
We'll walk it back. Next paragraph.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, but you're right, though. Like the idea that he's planted somebody on Vi is otherwise kind of mysterious. I'm not sure what his goal was outside of maybe like retribution that we'll get into.
Yeah.
Like retribution against Vander.
Yeah.
In the background this whole time, Silco has had a scientist, in-universe character, Singed.
Singed, apparently. Rob kept going, that's Singed! And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Who cares?
Oh my god, I hate Singed. One of the worst characters to play against in League of Legends.
I was just excited there was a scientist in purple shimmer stuff. It's called Shimmer.
Yep.
Debatably a scientist, like an alchemist.
Evil genius / mixologist. He's mixing up a glowing purple concoction, which we'll later find out that this is called Shimmer. They inject into a rat and subvert your expectations, and watch as it becomes a fucked up giant super rat who kills the Sphinx cat, which... Crazy.
This broke me.
Man, can you believe the evil villain kills his own Sphinx cat?
Thank you.
Who does that?
I had just finished writing down this whole thing about how we know he's evil because he has the Sphinx cat, and then he murdered it. It was fucking awful.
Another side note. Can we come up with a better name than Shimmer?
No, it's shimmering. It's a shimmery liquid.
Right. Hence why it's a bad name.
I'm with you, Brooke.
It's got to be more like Factor X.
Yeah, it doesn't sound sufficiently evil and mysterious. It just sounds kind of delightful.
Shimmer.
It's like a fun club drug instead of a
feels like
scary
glitter.
club drug.
Unfortunately, the Powder Puff Girls took Chemical X, so you can't do that.
I know, Factor X. But it's got to be something genetic, so it's going to be a series of letters and numbers somewhere in there.
We'll workshop it.
Well, Silco gives blonde douchebag, Deckard, a chance to redeem himself after his failed mission. He says, there's a monster inside all of us. It's time to let that monster out. He then doses Deckard with Shimmer, and Deckard becomes an evil purple Hulk. Definitely took some artistic liberties with this one. He looks like a Hulk villain the entire time. But then they head out to fuck some shit up.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not just that he becomes like the hulking monster, he becomes like a mindless monster a little bit. Like,
yeah.
Who sort of follows orders, yeah.
But like pursuing violence just willy-nilly as opposed to, yeah.
Not a surgeon.
Yeah, a grenade, not a scalpel. Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I was going for.
I don't know. I actually really like not a surgeon as a way of describing from here on out people where you're like, it is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, not a surgeon.
Vi, meanwhile, has decided to give herself up to the enforcers to protect her sister and the rest of the gang, but Vander can't let her do it. He locks her in a room and gives himself up instead. Unfortunately, neither of them will get to be the martyr here because the whole group is attacked mid-arrest by Silco, his henchmen, and the purple hulked out blonde douchebag Deckard. Hulk blonde douchebag kills Grayson and beats the absolute shit out of Vander. Like,
Oh.
yeah, like very.
Well, no, he explodes the buddy at Benzo's, right?
Yeah.
Little boy.
Yeah.
It's literally
style
like
really does-
splattering blood onto
Yeah.
the window of the room where Vi is locked in. It is gruesome. I mean, this show is upsetting, y'all.
Yeah. This art style really lets him play with blood and like just gruesomeness, like in a way that like live action just really wouldn't. In the same way that I think, like, I don't think necromancy would play well, especially if it's like a TV show where the budget isn't insane for every episode, where like they can't do real high quality CGI. I feel like this type of Arcane style would work much better for like skeletons and like, you know,
Yeah.
like I don't know how a TV show is going to have the budget for live action to do like Ianthe's fat style necromancy and like have it not look like horrifically bad.
Because it's interesting. So
Well, maybe that's the point.
Fallout has like incredible gore in it, and it's gore of this level, but it ends up looking faker, and it's like an uncanny valley thing. I think that because it looks video gamey, even though it's live action, but it's because it's big gore in a way that you kind of don't really get in real life. Whereas here, you're like, holy fuck, that's a lot of blood. Like it feels much more visceral.
Yep.
Yeah, like he would absolutely be dead with that amount of blood loss, but.
Did you see the video of the orcas ramming the sunfish?
Yes.
I feel like that's what happened to little boy.
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately for Vander, Silco is nursing a personal vendetta in parallel with his evil machinations. Vander and Silco used to be comrades in arms. They were like brothers. Until Vander betrayed Silco, trying to murder him by drowning him in the river, which, you know, not great.
Yeah.
It feels like there's probably some more story there.
Feels like there might be backstory, right? Vander doesn't seem like a random drowner. He's a targeted drowner.
Yeah. And also contrast with his like daddiness that he is displaying thus far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good dad.
Yeah. So Hulk Deckard drags Vander off to Silco's lair so Silco can monologue while his minions mass produce Shimmer for evil reasons unknown. Meanwhile, back at the arcade, Vi grabs Milo and Clagor. They need to rescue Vander. She tells Powder to stay behind because she's not ready for this. She gives Powder a flare just in case, saying, "Light it up, and wherever you are, I'll find you. I promise." It's quality big sistering.
She's a fucking phenomenal big sister. She does. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff I had to skip in here, but she has this beautiful moment where she's explaining to Powder that everybody fucks up and trying to explain different ways that like Milo had a hard time or Clagor had a hard time or Vi herself had a hard time. She's just a really, and she defends Powder left and right. She's wonderful.
Yeah. Off the gang goes to rescue Vander, but far too easy to sneak in. It's a trap. Silco is trying to kill them all. But he didn't count on how fucking badass Vi is, and he didn't count on her being armed with Vander's old gauntlets. So she is taking down grown-ass, well-armed mercenaries left and right. And
it's insane.
Love a 101 because of a narrow choke point trope. Like, love that.
Yep.
Didn't think about that, but you're totally right.
That's
It's
just
across
called
this narrow
strategy.
bridge. It's fucking insane, though. These are like big people who are armed, and fucking Vi with her gauntlets is just like destroying. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Very
Meanwhile,
Gideon.
back at the ranch, Powder is having a full-on breakdown followed immediately by important breakthrough. She realizes that the blue glowy rocks that were responsible for the explosion, and
Brooke,
she
are
can
you
harness that
loving my
energy.
Powder's mental state just hurts me constantly.
Yeah, it's
She's
devastating.
just trapped as like the juvenile on the bridge.
She has been so thoroughly traumatized at such a critical point that she's she's really thoroughly broken. In this scene, she's sitting there screaming and trying to pull out her own hair, and like she's having, it's horrible, and she hasn't even experienced the biggest trauma that she'll ever experience yet. Don't worry, it'll happen in about 20 minutes.
Yep. We're getting there. If she can harness all the energy of the blue glowy rocks, along with her clockwork animal bombs, she can help. So she makes one, she sneaks off to Silco's lair and sets off her monkey bomb. It works. It explodes hugely, brutally killing her adopted brothers Milo and Clagor.
Oh my god.
It's fucking devastating. Like, I mean, the debris everywhere, they're so very dead, so very suddenly. And fucking Silco and his men still survive. So it's like
we watch his second in command, this like beefy woman, like dissolve. It looks like at least like a portion of her just like fizzles in air.
Yeah.
Of course, she shows up again. The second arc. Why not?
But she doesn't have an arm. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to
still,
know she's
I was
scary
like,
lady in
at
all
least
my notes.
one. Scary lady indeed. Actually, I thought she... You know what? In a different plot line, my instinct when I see her is like, scary lady that I trust. And it like keeps bothering me that like, in the end, she's definitely a bad guy.
Completely fascinating. We're going to get into that next session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think between Scary Bad Lady I Trust and your love of Ianthe, there's something there for sure that needs to be
Brooke, we need to
examined.
investigate this. We're willing to pay for therapy. We have the Patreon money now.
I've got a thing for morally gray women.
Oh my god. All right, well, Vi and Vander barely survive, as do Silco and several of the henchmen, including Purple Hulk Deckard. There's only one more move Vander can pull to save what's left of his children. He takes some of the shimmer, transforming horribly so he can pull Vi from the wreckage and fight Deckard. He saves Vi, but the shimmer itself is a fucked up poison, and it warps him and ultimately kills him. The last thing he tells Vi is to take care of Powder. But Vi is just a kid. She's seen the horribly mangled bodies of her friends, her brothers. She's been through a horrific trauma. And when she realizes it was Powder that killed them, Powder messing up again and killing everyone that they love, she can't help herself. She says Milo is right. You are a jinx. She walks away and is immediately kidnapped by Marcus the Enforcer before she can go back to apologize. Powder crumples to the
Marcus.
ground. Oh my god.
Fucking Marcus.
Talk about someone who looks very trustworthy to me. He wants to do the right thing, but he's really bad at it.
No.
This is his
No.
problem. No, he's so far
At
on
no
the lawful
position.
side, except that he also is not.
All
he's a tough
enforcers are
one.
bad. Yeah.
Oh, Marcus. Marcus is
No,
trying.
Grayson was the good one.
And he cares
Grayson
so
was
much
the one
about
that
his
recognized
daughter.
that they were humans.
Oh, God.
Okay, no. Marcus,
No.
fuck Marcus.
Fuck
Nope,
Marcus.
fuck Marcus. From the very beginning, Marcus was always there because he viewed the Undercity as people who were below him
That
and
is true.
deserved suppression.
That is unequivocally
Grayson was
true.
the one who saw them as humans, was willing to deal with them in the most humane way possible, as people who are just trying to get by in terrible circumstances. And Marcus was like, fuck them.
Okay, I'm on board. You have convinced me 100%. I am remembering that in my notes there is a part where Marcus you peoples them. He literally says,
Yes.
you people. And I was like, oh boy, Marcus.
But I do see your confusion because right in this moment when he like takes her away, like it's almost a moment where you're like, oh, is he actually like taking her to safety? But no. Because he says something like, if you make a noise, they'll kill you both.
Yeah.
And shuts her up and like drags her away. But no, yeah, he took her.
But also this,
He's a
I mean,
dick.
this moment is so fucking horrifying. The like degree of betrayal that Powder feels in this moment from Vi. And then you see Vi wanting to go back, so desperately wanting to fix it, and she can't. And that feels like another, storytelling trope where, and just at that moment you're dragged away at the most important moment when you could have fixed it and things could have pivoted.
Yep.
Yeah, well, look, laws are just threats made by the dominant socioeconomic ethnic group in a given nation. It's just the promise of violence enacted, and the police are basically an occupying army. You know what I mean? Nobody else watches Dimension 20. I'm sure somebody will get that. It'll be
my
fine.
God,
Anyway,
that's so
all
on
enforcers
point,
are bad.
I was like,
Sorry,
what are
that's
you reading?
very real.
We do not like any enforcers. Even Grayson with her gravelly voice.
Yep, agreed.
Okay.
Grayson at best is corrupt,
Well, Marcus is also corrupt. He's getting money on the side, too.
Yep. It's not good. It's not a good situation.
Well, Powder crumples to the ground all alone, crying, "No, please, I need you." And that is where Silco finds her and adopts her into his ragged heart. In what is an oddly touching / horrific moment.
That's why it's so terrible. What does he say? We'll show them all, as he's hugging her. And she throws herself at him because he shows her an ounce of tenderness.
Yes. Sorry. I mean, I literally was weeping. Robin was weeping. It was not great. It was very very messy. And I actually, maybe the reason I brought up Marcus being a good guy is that one of the themes that's recurrent in this is fatherhood, right? And adopted fatherhood and pivoting yourself in different parts of your life. Like Vander is the leader of this rebellion that caused their mother to die, or one of the leaders at least, right? That's implied
Both their
periodically.
parents, yeah.
And so he's a really good dad, and he really wants to teach Vi as well as protect her. He wants her to be better and to take care of the people around her. And then you get Silco, who actually has a really complex relationship with Jinx later on that has a real fatherhood, and he really defends her. And in this moment, he is using her, but he also really cares for her, and he's also fucking fundamentally evil. We know that because he killed a Sphinx cat.
Yep.
Yeah. And also,
in the end, does he love that? Does he love the things he cares about, or is he willing to?
Is he
use them as a
Jawed?
test subject.
Is Jawed? Question.
Yeah. Jinx also came out in League of Legends. It was right when they like really started to ramp up their production for champion releases, and she got her own music video. So like your introduction to her is her riding like a giant Hextech bomb to blow up Piltover. Like we can watch the music video at some point after this, but like it's like again, this is all basically a prequel for me as someone who's played the game. So like just seeing the prequel was crazy because you're like, no, oh God, this is what starts like the path, like starts her down the path towards, where she ends up when she becomes a playable character. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the shining city of Piltover, Act 3, will you please stop hovering? Meanwhile, back in Piltover, Vi et al. Aren't the only ones getting in trouble for the explosion. The workshop they broke into belonged to Jace, a hot guy with a jawline who won't quit and a mysterious backstory. When Jace was a child, he was caught in a blizzard with his mother.
Skis ball.
Yeah.
just glaring skis ball from the beginning.
I agree. At no point did I think, oh, he's a great guy. I was like, he's fine. Go on.
He shows up in League of Legends as like full Iron Man, like basically. Like he's like very much like a Tony Stark character when you meet him in League. So yeah, this was a very
similar
interesting
about
origin
Tony Stark.
story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we agree that he's a hot guy with a jawline who won't quit though?
Is the jawline won't quit or he won't quit?
The jawline won't quit.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen better, I suppose. Keep going.
When Jace was a child, he was caught in a blizzard with his mother. No explanation there. We just get dropped into a random magical blizzard situation.
It happens.
She collapsed, dying in front of him, but was saved by a magician with a blue glowing magic stone who did some sweet rune magic and saved them both. I'm pretty sure this is the character Rise, one of the original champions from League of Legends, but there's no confirmation as of this point. But the magician gives him a magic crystal, and Jace has been #obsessed ever since.
Do you get the sense that this was like a different planet with this magic system, or like just like a different place? Like how do these universes connect?
This is
Same
interesting.
planet, I think. Yeah.
It is really interesting because like the intimations that we'll get are that magic has been released before. It's been like super destructive in the past, but clearly in Piltover, like it's not like there's sort of magic or there's outlawed magicians. It's just not a thing. So. Yeah. I don't know. This is also, it's a very cool aesthetically, the fucking spinning runes and the magician like saves him, completely melts all the snow and everything is suddenly spring. And I too would be obsessed with magic. I am obsessed with magic.
That's cool.
Yeah. League is weird in that like it has everything from like magic to ninjas to also like cosmic interdimensional beings like that are basically gods that get shrunk down to size. It's like they started with a very kind of almost as grounded as you can be in Magic Steampunk universe. They started like very grounded compared to like what they could have done for League's lore in a lot of ways. There's a reanimated evil scarecrow. I'm trying to think of any other like just like crazy characters.
Sorry. What a statement.
Fiddlesticks. Oh my God.
What a great name.
Yeah. Anyway, unfortunately, unauthorized science appears to be a serious crime in Piltover, and arcane materials are hella banned. Furthermore, Jace's political situation is tenuous. He is the son of a poor family and relies on the goodwill of his rich sponsors, the Kiramans. So it's really no surprise when Jace's workshop /notes /materials are confiscated and Jace is arrested. He will have to stand trial before the council. The council is led by a distinguished fox gentleman with a fabulous mustache.
Fox.
Foxy? Definitely not an actual fox.
No, he just had great ears.
I was getting... You're right. Fox meets hamster?
Yeah. Something like red panda meets hamster, but gray.
Oh, yeah.
This is Professor Heimerdinger, the head of the academy, who is like A, 1,000 years old, B, possibly the founder of Piltover, and C, extremely conservative when it comes to scientific advancements. Professor H has a delightful teachery air to him, but he's extremely anti-magic.
But you could see him clapping his hands just like unironically.
I'm fairly sure he did at least once.
Yeah. Also, like in game, his like abilities, he drops turrets that like shoot everything. He has a missile launcher. He throws a giant explosive grenade, and then his ultimate ability is that he makes basically giant versions of one of those things. So he can make a really big turret, a lot of rockets, or like a giant grenade.
Okay,
he's very murdery in the game. Like
we
in
have
terms
to
of
hold
his
on.
inventions.
First of all, what I heard initially was he drops turds that explode.
Turrets.
That's what I heard.
You know what?
Two.
For a quarter second, I heard it too.
I feel like this is a very different take on his character then. Because he is so delightful and teachery that I would like him, except that his entire fucking personality revolves around being like, I don't know, magic sounds too scary. That's like every fucking conversation he has with Jace. It's exhausting. Make a better argument.
I'm here with Professor H. He always makes a different argument about, like, literally the only thing this gets... We'll get into this more in the next episode, but, like, it's constantly a battle just being like, look, I've been around here for several hundred years. I have seen what happens when magic comes out, and let me tell you, it turns into warfare and genocide and devastation. 100% of the time. Every time. Let's not do that.
He does a bad job saying that.
But it's going to be helpful. No, I think he does a great job.
Okay.
And then Jace is like, but it's going to help people. And then he immediately brings out weapons.
You're not wrong.
Anyways.
Well, it's funny because in the game, every single one of Heimerdinger's ability is basically a hex tech powered weapon.
Yes,
like
so that's ironic.
His rockets are literally
right?
called hex tech rockets. Like, yeah, like it's...
Yeah.
Well, Jace tries to explain that magic can help people, but Professor H says, this power corrupts, consumes, lay waste. Jace is on the edge of being banished, but when his mother begs for leniency, the council agrees to simply expel him from the academy. Even his sponsors turn their back on him. When he tries to go back to their mansion, he finds the gates barred. Only the daughter of the house, Caitlin, who is Jace's sort of little sister-esque.
Yeah, vibes.
Yeah.
I feel like it was always a sibling relationship. Rob was just like, oh yeah, sorry, like this is not going to be a romantic thing. Caitlin's not that into you. And I was like, it was got more sibling.
It was giving me sister.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, she's waiting out in the rain to talk to him, but she immediately gets called back inside. We get like the classic, like leave the character who's down on their luck out in the rain trope. All this is enough to push Jace over the metaphorical edge, and so he decides to go over the literal edge. Just as he's about to step out of his lab into the abyss, however, Professor H's assistant, Victor, stops him. Victor, a cadaverous Eastern European who walks with a cane, has been looking at Jace's notes and is fascinated.
I was looking at this character. I was like, that's so crazy that we have Russians in this world. Like, that's like all I could think. It was like, his name is Victor. He's the only one speaking with this accent. Like, oh God. But he's actually wonderful. I legitimately love Victor.
Love Victor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, all of Jace's work will be destroyed. They have just one night to figure out the confluence of magic runes, glowing rocks, and technology, aka hex tech. It all works on paper, or in this case on chalkboard, but they need Jace's equipment to prove it, and all of his equipment is locked up in Heimerdinger's office. Victor and Jace will need to pull off a lab heist. Oh my God!
I know this is just
we're breaking into we're breaking into Lichter.
Exactly, we're breaking into Lichter studies.
Yeah.
This is like one of my pet peeves, and I know it's a dumb one, but it's just a thing. Like, as a scientist, it's such a common trope in shows, in movies, whatever, that you can do an equation and it will solve like a science project. That's not a thing. That's not even a thing in engineering, which is the closest you might come to math connecting to the real world. You can't just write on a chalkboard and then it works because the equation worked. Shit doesn't work that well.
I mean, if you're in physics, that's how that works.
Yeah, but that's because you never have to test fucking anything. You just sit there and you just do the equations.
I do a lot of back of the envelope math.
Yes.
Assume air resistance is negligible.
There's math and then it connects. But this thing of like, you're like, we need to make a breakthrough. So you're just like writing on the boards and eventually you're like, the equation, it's happening. It's all happening.
It's
and
runes.
That turns on
it's
the
runes.
fucking magic.
Everything's different in runes.
Well, unfortunately, our nerds are not great at heisting and are interrupted almost immediately by one of the council. A woman known throughout Hannah's notes only as Hot Glitter Lady.
That's a great name.
I do think she's super hot.
They also,
I think she's
like,
super
they call her
hot.
like Medarda the whole time, and I was like, this is a very bad name. Apparently, in the game, she's Mel, which is much better.
I had to look it up. She was Hot Glitter Lady.
Obviously, Mel.
Yes. This is Mel Medarda, the richest woman in Piltover, and she is a woman who is extremely smart, ridiculously good-looking, and crazy manipulative.
So manipulative. Oh my god.
She says she'll cover for them. She says she'll cover for them for now. She gives them one night to figure it out, and then distracts the guard, who is hopeless. That man had no chance. Professor Heimerdinger storms into the lab with enforcers in tow, but something clicks. Our boys figure it out, and the hex tech machine that they're working on sends out blue light that makes everything in the room float. The magic is working. It's clear that the era of hex tech is now. Very cool scene, by the way. Like, beautifully animated.
It is
like
lovely.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Magical.
Yeah. They do magic really well in this. Anyway, well, while we figure out how to get back to the ground, it's time for a game. Interstitial. Not again. I just got this shirt.
It has nothing to do with the game, but it was my favorite line in the entire thing.
This week, we get a glimpse at the ruling class of Piltover. As with all good random councils, it's basically a one-to-one equivalency of the Jedi Council. It's full of background characters that no one cares about and are super cool non-humans, so we know it is a world full of magic and whatnot. It's pretty obvious that we need to overhaul our own command structure here on Frontline 5th, so for this week's game, we are going to create a shadowy and mysterious council of our own. We'll assume there's several humans. Let's go ahead and ignore them.
Yeah,
what I want
boring.
to know is who else is on the council?
Does anyone want to go
So,
first?
like, alien creatures. Dude, I got really inspired by, like, Jinx's, like, glow-in-the-dark, like, neon stuff, and I made two... And I remembered, and I needed to, like, put myself to the test when Marie taught us the difference between bioluminescence and biofluorescence. Right. Yes, one is a chemical reaction, the other one's just sort of, like, a passive...
One of them is a chemical reaction that produces light. One of them is absorbing light and expelling a smaller, lower frequency
what's the
light.
Term? Photons. Anyway.
Based on the amount of people that have
Did I learn
PhDs and or
anything?
graduate
No.
degrees that listen to us, just from the email we got, we absolutely have somebody who has a PhD in like physics or physics adjacent, and they're just
absolutely.
tearing their hair
They're
out listening
so
to
angry
us.
at me right now.
Anyway, I was very inspired by it, and the first thing I had was pretty tame and humanoid, but like I just like imagined this like creature that was like a like biofluorescent. This is just like a humanoid situation, like completely pitch black skin, but then like a Jackson Pollock of neon colors, and this is just because wherever it's from, in the dark, cavey. Like, that's how you blend in with, like, the glowworms behind you or something.
Oh my God,
and it makes
love
you look like a
this.
whole bunch of tiny little objects. Is you're just Jackson Pollocked with various biofluorescent colors. And I imagine they just wear black most of the time to, like...
So they're basically just like a hole in
Really blend
space
in.
most of the time with like the occasional little... I love this. This is stunning. That's super
Probably
cool.
Slender Man style. And then my other one, I don't know why, I like the idea of, like, giant floating eyes for aliens.
Yes. Oh, I'm into this.
So this one instead, it's eye-inspired, but, like, obviously getting a fucking eyeball out in space as an alien creature makes no sense because we're not that convergent. So it's just still, like, this orb, and it's got this, like, bioluminescent spot of light in there that like just shows you where its focus is. It's like that's why it looks like an eye. And it's also got like all of like the muscle fibers that attach to it, except they're cool because they can like weave themselves into shapes to do functional things. And so like I just imagine it's basically this like bioluminescent orb like balanced on top of like a body that's been made up of like woven...
Brooke, I need you to Google a beholder from Dungeons and Dragons.
I was just about to say
no.
But it's not quite a beholder. It reminded me of the
No,
beholder,
no.
but it has that energy.
Ew! That's gross!
I was going to say it has beholder energy, but it also has... It's reminding me of one of the angels from Ava. But this is very cool. I love this a lot. This is stunning.
And I think they like chainmail. Okay, when you write Ava Angel, you just get a lot of, like, pseudo-porn stars.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Sorry. If you do Evangelion, Angel, and I think you're going to see there's, like, a single eye that floats in the in the sky and is creepy as fuck and sends down face, basically kind of laser acid.
Little warpy things. I imagine it as not being, I mean, maybe intimidating, but not necessarily terrifying. And I imagine it would just like pick up like a sheet of chainmail and wrap it around itself to like protect its like little fibers.
Oh, I like this a lot. That's so cool, Brooke. Both of
you
those
could
are
still,
really,
like,
really neat.
Definitely the eyeball, no communication skills like via a mouth or something. So it's got to like communicate via one of its little like fibers. So it's always accompanied by a translator.
Okay. This actually, I feel like, leads into one of my two that I think is funny. One of mine is a ghost. And it's a ghost that you just straight up can't see. So there is like an empty fucking chair around our council table that ostensibly has a ghost in it at any given time, but you cannot see or hear it. And so it's constantly like conversations where someone's like, Chancellor, what do you think? And it pans over to that chair and there's silence for a couple seconds. And then someone else is like, good point. And you never know whether there's anyone there or not.
Is the council insane or is there an actual ghost?
I like the idea that like there may or may not be. Sometimes the ghost takes the day off. No one knows. Like
Everybody just assume they're hearing the right things.
Sometimes the ghost is there and like trying to make a, cohesive, like coherent argument. And the people around him are just like horribly misinterpreting because they all just assume they know what the ghost says. It's a very sad life for the ghost. The backstory is there. There's something good. And then
a ghost.
My other one is I really want to have like, I was thinking of what the fuck was that book called? It's not Redwall. It was a different one about a mouse with a little sword. It doesn't matter. But There's
another book with a mouse with a sword?
Yeah. I really like the idea of having one of the council be like a 2-inch tall mouse with a little sword.
Teeny tiny.
And it's a refined beast. It is like, this is a dignified, it's giving actually Reepicheap. It's giving Reepicheap. Like he is, he's dignified. He is well-dressed. He is distinguished. He is very, very small. And I think that in like our council room, we need to have like enormous thrones for each of the council. And he needs to have like a smaller throne on a smaller throne on a smaller throne on a smaller throne. So it just makes like a tower up to like the tiny little thing where this mouse sits.
I'm having a really hard time seeing this as dignified because in my head, I've just turned this into a mousy Puss in Boots.
And that's not dignified for you?
Puss in Boots is hilarious.
All right. Who are you bringing to the council, John?
Every council needs a eunuch, so I am nominating my dog Muzzy with a collar that allows him to speak and ups his intelligence to reasonable levels, but basically Muzzy is joining our council. I'm sure he will have lots of ideas. And then my second person I'm putting on here is from the Dungeon Crawler Carl universe. It is Zev the Kuatin fish. Well, fish alien? Borat? I don't know. However you want to describe her. I'm picking Zev from Dungeon Crawler Carl because every good council needs some type of person that has like an aquatic, like living, like habitat that needs to come along with them to come to council meetings. Mostly because I also want background noise during our council meetings. Like we need to have like a white noise generator, and I think that would work well too. And also, I just love her character. So,
man,
Zev
we clearly got to read this book. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Well, with that, it's time to say goodnight, my baby necromancers. We miss your fat traps, and by fat traps, I mean traps that trap you in fat, not upper or I guess.
Where are you going with this?
I was thinking of fat traps, like you have like giant traps, like lifting, like
trapezius, like muscles.
Yeah,
trapezius.
Yeah.
Your fat traps.
Yeah,
those fat
Didn't
traps.
hear that at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have giant biceps and fat traps in the Lockdown universe.
That's cool.
Yeah, we miss your fat traps, I guess. Act 4. See you next time, my little nunlets. Well, it looks like we've got some serious trauma to recover from, but we will be back next week and all grown up in our review of Arcane Season 1, Episodes 4 through 6. If you want to follow along with us, check out our website at frontlinefifth.podbean.com, and you can follow us on Instagram or TikTok, which are linked in the show notes. If you enjoyed this podcast, please tell your friends and give us a 5-star rating anywhere you can. And of course, if you didn't enjoy the podcast, feel free to lie. We have a Patreon, which you can join for access to bonus content every month. You can become a patron, and their mechanical bombs go off 100% of the time, but they don't kill anyone, or at least not anyone unintended. No children that you're your foster brothers is what I'm getting at. At patreon.com/frontlinefifth, and you can check out our merch at our Redbubble store, also linked in the show notes. Finally, if you have any fun theories you'd like to share with us or recommendations for Alectopause content, please feel free to email us at frontlinefifth@gmail.com. Also, feel free to email us if you ever want to play League of Legends with me and Rob. We're volunteering him. With that, I'll just remind you not to unlock any tombs or enter any doors without permission because, ghosts. Bye!
Frontline Fifth is a Locktoon podcast conceived by Marietta Mako and starring Marietta Mako, Hannah Grunwald, Brooke Anderson, and John Ryan. Our cover art was designed and created by Marietta Mako. Brooke Anderson edited this episode. Our fabulous music was composed and recorded by Blake Anderson. Sonia Grunwald designs our killer merch. Hot! Gorgeous! The Locktoon series is a completely dope-ass book series by Tamsin Muir, who does not know we exist and is in no way affiliated with this podcast.